Hello everyone, this is Kritika Narayanan and thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to talk about how COVID-19 is exposing India's digital divide and how education is not easily available or easily accessible to everyone in India. The pandemic has severely impacted the education sector around the world, and at the peak of global lockdowns in April this year, 91% of the global student population was affected in over 194 countries. The pandemic is intensifying in India with more than 10 lakh cases, and schools and colleges have closed down to stop the spread of the virus, and they are opting for online learning to tackle this crisis. But how feasible is online education in India? Some major issues exist in successfully implementing online learning, and it affects marginalized and poor communities more because students from these communities are more likely to be left behind. And this problem exists all across the country. Access to tech and internet is a major issue. Many middle and lower income households in India struggle to provide access to laptops and mobile phones with internet access for children. Tripura man ended his life after failing to buy a smartphone for his daughter's online classes. A 12-year-old girl in Gujarat died by suicide after being frustrated with online classes. Her father, who ran out of business in the lockdown, had recently bought her a smartphone for the online classes after much struggle. A class 10 student died by suicide in Maharashtra after his father refused to buy him a mobile phone for his online classes. An Assam student died by suicide due to his father's inability to buy him a phone for his classes. Every day, such stories are increasing in numbers. Also, not all internet connections are strong enough to download data or take part in video calls, which are essential for online learning. A Kerala girl had to climb the rooftop of her house for better connectivity to attend online classes. Online learning also requires the support of parents or guardians at home, and parents of disadvantaged students find it difficult to support their children as many of them are not literate themselves. Children from such families also lack a quiet place to study in their homes, and they are also more likely to spend time doing household chores or work than on education. Learners with disabilities are at higher risk of exclusion. For instance, many resources are not accessible for blind or deaf students. Children with mild learning difficulties such as attention deficit disorder may struggle with independent work in front of a computer. The loss of daily school routine makes it even more difficult for learners who are sensitive to change, such as students with autism. The Education Ministry recently released guidelines introducing a cap on the duration and the number of sessions per day for students following concerns raised by parents about schools conducting online classes like regular schools, which has increased children's screen time. But is this enough? Online learning also increases opportunities for cyberbullying, abuse and cybercrimes, and this also negatively affects the mental and physical health of students. Kerala translated Class 1 virtual sessions for students in 10 tribal dialects and used augmented reality for online learning. But other states are yet to catch up and provide focused solutions for students. Also, do teachers have the necessary tech skills to conduct online classes? Most teachers and school administrators had to switch overnight to new tools to deliver lessons, distribute content, correct homework and communicate with students and their parents. Only very few high-income countries could afford to train teachers at such short notice. For example, in the United Arab Emirates, the Ministry of Education trained 42,000 teachers in a very short period of time. More and more teachers in India are also losing their jobs and facing salary cuts. What about the medium of learning? The Indian state of Tamil Nadu is planning to use television medium to impart education. It is starting its own education channel and has also tied up with private channels for the same. But most of the challenges that exist for online learning also exist for television learning too. And additionally, there is lack of interaction between students and the teacher. How do teachers clarify the doubts of students over television medium? In Assam, classes are being conducted over WhatsApp and students are dropping out of school because they cannot afford smartphones. poorest countries in the world are relying more on radio to impart education. In mid-March, Kenya began running classes through public radio. In Madagascar, about 30 local radio stations offered to conduct education programs. 74% of lower middle income countries are using television programs to impart education. Few countries have tried to deliver education materials to students' homes itself. In Peru, the Ministry of Education instructed local government authorities to coordinate delivery of textbooks to schools, homes, or other points. Schools and colleges can perform many functions outside of education which are also vital for students. They provide a safe haven, a social arena, and access to school meals which are very critical for students from poor households. Many countries like South Korea try to open schools with social distancing protocols in place, but they are yet to successfully control the spread of the virus in a classroom setting. Conducting examinations is also difficult in the pandemic, and many school examinations have been cancelled. UGC university examinations might be held, but this decision has been challenged in the Supreme Court by students from across India and also Maharashtra's State Cabinet Minister Aditya Thackeray. Students are facing many uncertainties and challenges in this pandemic, but hopefully this is just temporary. There are also concerns about lasting effects likely to be brought about indirectly by recession, which will throw millions of people back into poverty. No one can be left behind, especially when it comes to education. But with various challenges haunting the education sector in India, can education survive the pandemic? This is Kritika Narayanan signing off. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you.